Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stogie Geeks.
There we go.
So I wanted to mention our sponsor. The first sponsor is the Havana Cigar Club, is a proud sponsor of the show. You can go to our website, stogiegeeks.com, click on the link there, and get a $5 off coupon if it's your first visit. Okay?
Nice.
So that's part of what they're doing with the whole sponsorship thing.
And this place is pretty plush, man. I'm enjoying it here. It's nice.
Yeah, no, Tim, you've never been here. So
I have never been here.
What do you think?
Very nice. Very well done. Good ventilation. I mean, like I said, there's probably 30 people in here, and it's really not too bad.
It's bearable.
Yeah, it's very bearable.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, when you and I come and smoke here, when it's just like you and I, maybe one other person, it's like smoking outside. Like,
yeah. And in here with all these people, it's still bearable. I mean, this ventilation system is top notch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Staff's friendly, helpful. Oh, I like it, man. I wish I had one closer to me.
Okay. Excellent. On to what we've been smoking for the week. Tim, why don't you start us off?
Sure. So I recently ordered up one of those, kind of dog walker fiver, sampler packs of short petites since it's so cold up here. And thought I'd try some different stuff.
Nice.
First one is the Don Pepin Garcia Blue Label Cabinet Demi, which is a 4.5 by 32. They're calling it a Petite Corona. I don't know. It's pretty small for a Petite Corona, but Nicaraguan Corojo wrapper, binder and filler, Nicaraguan. Now, I've smoked the Blue Label before, the Robusto, I believe the Toro. This really surprised me. This had a lot more flavor than the larger Vitolas, a lot more. I've always thought of the Blue Label as just okay, but I really enjoyed this. Lots of good, rich flavor, perfect burn, perfect draw, delicious, and it hit the spot. Available in a box of 30, and I said a box split. I really liked it.
You would like the Esquisitos, too, that they do, the little Corona.
The Corona, those things are bomb, dude.
Phenomenal.
Nice.
And they age phenomenally,
I think that's my favorite Blue Label by far.
Yeah, I think I've only had the Robusto and Toro in the past, but this
I'm
thing.
not a big fan of the Toro at all.
Yeah, I thought it was flat.
Yeah.
Is that like Immensos or Generos or something like that?
No, that's the old Blue Label. The new Blue Label is a different name to it.
Right.
And I don't know what it is, but I agree, Timmy. Flat, mundane.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even believe it's a Blue Label.
This thing was a flavor bomb.
Yeah.
I nubbed it. Nubbed it. So
Good.
Mark Jr., over to you.
My first one of the week was a Padron 64 anniversary Principe Maduro. I recently won this in a Super Bowl contest. Nice. So
that was
it was free to me.
Yeah.
It's a 4.5 by 44 Petite Corona, Nicaraguan Puro. Obviously, we all know about that.
Yeah.
$8.75.
That's about right.
It's kind of pricey for a Petite Corona, but I'll tell you what. Get your credit card ready because these are worth every penny.
Oh yeah,
every penny.
Yeah.
Chocolate, coffee, spice, everything you would expect from this in a more compact,
condensed,
punch you in the face, deliverable format, and
it's a chocolate bomb, man.
Dude, buy them.
It
buy
is
them.
a chocolate bomb.
Yeah, buy them
and smoke them. Don't let them age because
buy them and smoke them. Right.
They're good rot right out.
I said box worthy, but. It depends on how fast and how frequently you're going to smoke them is whether they're box worthy or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't let them sit too long.
All right, first up on my list, I had the Viaje Shotgun Shell 10 gauge. This is the recent release. Now, what were the two different wrappers that these came out?
The original one was the Corojo.
Okay.
No, the original was a Criollo.
No, Corojo.
It was Corojo?
Corojo, and what they did with the Corojo is a step down from the original blend.
Okay.
It's not as strong.
And that's what we had. We had the Criollo, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Exactly.
But now, did they release two different wrappers this year?
This is the first time.
Did they release two different wrappers?
Two different wrappers this year. Last year they didn't do it. Right.
So then the ones that you had in the shop
was a Criollo that you got.
Criollo that I got. Okay, so this was a 10 gauge, and I smoked the 12 gauge too. This 10 gauge, it rocked. I mean, I'm sorry. The larger one is the 10 gauge. Yeah. So I had a nice spice, balance, flavor, strength. I wish the flavors came to life a little more. It seemed a touch muted compared to some of the other shotgun shells that I've smoked. but my palate was a little tired by the time.
But I
had
think
smoked
that's
it.
because
Yeah.
if it wasn't the Corojo,
Yeah.
I think you would find the difference between those two.
Now, the
okay.
Corojo's on my list, so we'll get there.
Okay, good.
And I have the
Yeah.
12 gauge on my list, so we'll get there too.
Yeah.
I would say these are on par with the original release. I don't think there's any reason not to split a box with a friend.
All right.
Excellent.
Bang.
Fair enough, man.
And then I got to ask everybody, something I got to throw out there is a new timeless Nat Sherman number 5, 3 3/4 by 38. It's a phenomenal. We're talking about a cold weather cigar. Absolutely. Pepper bomb, not pepper bomb, nice pepper flavors, earth flavor. They go for $5.99.
Yeah, I've had that. They're good.
Good.
Yeah.
This is the weather for these cigars.
It took
in the
me a good
Northeast.
30 minutes to take that down,
yeah.
too. It wasn't that short
It
of a
is
smoke.
absolutely great, and I'll tell you, it's something you wouldn't believe there's any kind of Dominican tobacco in there. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, would you,
absolutely.
if you were to take that and ask me what it was, I was talking with Ike, our rep, and so I try to dissect what's in the cigar.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't. Would you think?
Yeah, I would agree with you, yeah. I would never guess Dominican.
Nope.
Maybe in Honduran and some Nicaraguan,
Yeah,
but not
exactly,
Dominican.
exactly.
Absolutely. So speaking of the shotgun shell, it's the next one on my
go ahead,
list.
Tim.
So I did the 10-gauge Corojo this week, which obviously Corojo wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. This is 3.5 by 54. As we mentioned, they released 2 different wrappers this year. This cigar opened with, and I mean a lot of black pepper in your face. It quickly settled down after the first half inch and was joined with some nice wood notes. As the cigar progressed, I said the pepper shifted to more of a familiar Corojo spice and sweetness. Performance was good. I did think it was a bit wet still. It probably could use a week or two to rest. But I was able to smoke it and enjoy it. I think I agree with Paul. I think these are on par with last year. Certainly box split in my book. Really good. Gave you one tonight.
I'm going to try it as soon as possible.
If you don't have the Corojo, let me know. I'll get you one. So
Yeah, I want to try the Corojo.
So
Yeah,
I do have a couple singles. So
Excellent.
But that's the common theme with those. I think you should let them sit a little bit because they are wet.
honestly, the rest of them I'm going to let sit for a week or
Yeah.
two. 'Cause I did
You're
think it
better
was
off.
Yeah. The burn was a bit off. Draw was good.
All right. My
Talk
next
to you.
one was Camacho Liberty 2007.
Oh, there we go.
A 6x48/52 Perfecto, Corojo and Connecticut broadleaf barber pole wrapper, binders Honduran, fillers Honduran and pre-embargo Cuban tobacco.
Right.
They were about $15, which is
Yep.
on par with pretty much the
Oh,
new ones now
right.
too. This was an awesome gift, gifted to me by Paul for my birthday. I have to say, it's a tremendously beautiful cigar.
Wow.
You were talking about guitars
Earlier,
before the show.
Yeah, I was. So that's where that came from, guys. But it's beautiful. It had, only really one major vein in it. It was not very toothy. It was just a very, very beautiful cigar. And when I smoked it, the flavors were really nice, too. It had like a sweetness. It had a nice earthiness to it. Yeah, I mean, it has Honduran tobacco in it, so how is it not going to have that kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Right.
It was not very strong, but it's also a 6-year-old cigar at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
was
and don't forget, some of the pre-embargo tobacco that they use in there is a lot
crazy
older
old,
than that.
right?
50
yeah,
years old
yeah.
now.
They just
Yeah.
don't do it anymore in the
No, they
Liberties.
don't use. That's what you said. As much, not as much
I
pre-embargo.
the 2010, I got lost in 11 and 12. I have no use for.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I mean,
I like the 10. I've had the 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The 10 was my last,
Yeah.
go around. I did the 11, I did the 12, whereas I loaded up on the earlier Liberties.
Not anymore.
No. They're a thing of the past. Camacho's a thing of the past.
Real? Wow, that's a bold statement.
Yep. That's my opinion. I mean, the Corojo is still a nice little cigar. You got the
It's an
Baccarat.
angler, though.
Yeah, it's at best. I mean, your Baccarat and your La Fontana, that's part of the Camacho family.
they're
They're
big
a
sellers.
huge
Yeah.
seller.
Yeah.
That's for the mild person who likes sweetness in the cigar. I just find that, for me now, I'm not saying that for everybody, but I just find the Camachos to me are just a very mundane cigar.
Stogie Santa, you smoked some other cigars that I had given you.
Oh, yes, the bestseller Maduro.
Oh, so you're going to go right for the gold. But you told me before
that
you like
thing
this.
I'm guessing at least 2 years of age on that. At least. How old was
Nice.
that? How old was it?
No, those are new. I bought those last year.
Wow.
That's the box I bought from Thompson.
Okay,
They called me up and they're like, "Oh, we don't have them in stock. Can I sell you anything else? Can I sell you a yearly subscription?" I'm like, "No, I just want my bestseller Maduros."
Oh,
Lo and
man.
behold, they came in, and they're fantastic.
They were great. I had a nice toastiness to it, slight spiced earth.
Yep.
Impeccable burn. Absolutely. I'll tell you what. To me, box worthy. Not even a question.
I want to say I paid $160 for the box, $140.
It's a box of 25?
Yeah, no, they're reasonable.
They're reasonably
yeah.
Reasonable. And then the other one you gave me was a Casa Fuentes. I was not wild over.
It was a traditional Casa Fuente with the
orange band.
Orange band.
Orange band. Yeah.
It's
So it's a Cameroon, right?
Cameroon.
As opposed to the
Cameroon,
Rosado, right?
I mean, the sweetness was prevalent. It's a great way to get introduced to a Fuente.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not disappointed.
No.
I would call it a fiver with all day long.
Yeah.
But box worthy, no. But a nice, and I'm glad I
Now,
smoked it the way.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No.
supposedly they're going to make those available for general consumption.
Yeah, they've been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
They
So
keep
maybe
saying
they're
that.
just
You
doing
know how
that.
That was
Fuentes-
supposed to happen last year, and I
exactly.
never saw it happen.
Never happened. And I wish I forgot that. And the same thing. I was talking to my rep from Fuentes, and he told me a couple of names that I cannot recall that they're going to reintroduce.
Yeah.
Not reintroduce, but brand new cigars for Fuentes. I forgot one that's supposed to be a stronger blend. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. I mean, they say it's going to be next year. It could be 3 years.
Yeah.
Their timeline is a little bit different than ours. But those two were well worth it.
Let's see. Next up, I think we're watching the hockey game here.
We just scored. Bruins 3-2.
There you go. We're giving the play-by-play of the game here.
Watching hockey.
I smoked an Illusione 888 Slam.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
Slam! Dun, dun, dun.
Boom.
One word for the cigar was yawn. I stuck with it through the first third, but was underwhelmed. I kept waiting for the slam, but it never happened, so I moved on. As a side note, I did smoke an Epernay, almost like a Corona Gorda size, and it opened up with awesome flavors, and then became plugged and wouldn't smoke.
It's La Petite, right?
Yeah, my first 888 Slam had huge voids in it, so I just keep striking out with this Illusione
Now,
brand, but
I like the 8.8 Slam, but I have had a lot of voids. The ones I've smoked in
that
the
was
past.
the first one that I.
It's funny you said that. The 8 Slam, the ones I've had, I enjoyed quite a bit. I
Yeah.
really have. And
They got some positive reviews.
and the La Petite. I mean,
Yeah, I like the La
I
Petite
love
a
it.
lot. Yeah.
I really do.
I'm becoming more inclined to that Empernay line that they have. I
Right.
think that's.
But the other one
it's
that's
subtle, it's different.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sneaky cigar. Is the Bombon, the 68.
Yeah.
I tell you, that cigar. He did that in honor of Paul Gamarian.
Yeah.
That thing has got some legs on it.
Oh, yeah.
How did that not make my list? I smoked one of them this week. It was on Monday.
Yeah,
I got
gave you
one at
of
the
those.
shop. Yeah.
Oh my!
That's a white
God.
pepper bomb right
Isn't
there.
it? Exactly.
It is, yes.
Good call. White pepper, so prominent. And what I like about it for a small cigar, it dissipates the first third.
Yep.
And I love the back nine in that. The
Yep.
last part of that cigar
It's a
is
good smoke,
absolutely tremendous.
Into
Anyway,
it.
let's get back to another
I
review.
think Tim was up.
On to Tim.
All right. So, Padron 6000. This is actually a natural, not a Maduro, right?
It is a natty.
It's
All
a
right.
natty.
I put it down as Maduro. My apologies. Nicaraguan Puro. This is the Belly Coastal at 5.5 by 52. We were talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
So we said these were from 2000.
Right.
But Craig from, what's the new podcast out there? I forget the name of the podcast.
Cigar Federation?
No, yeah, it's on Cigar Federation. Craig Schneider there, he DM'd me on Facebook and said they didn't make the Padron 6000 until 2002, 2004. So Stogie Sanders and I kind of traded some messages back and forth.
And what we're going to do, Rudy, who's one of the owners of Patron, was on vacation. As you see in the box, I have That little, I call it.
We'll
fortune
post a
cookie.
picture on the website.
Yeah, we're going to do that,
We should,
and I'm going to
actually.
get to this because you know how they are. When they make it and release it, it's totally different. So
It's true.
I really, I'm going to stand by what I saw in the box. I'm going to clarify it. He's coming back next week, and I'm going to call him up, and I got to place another order with him. But I tell you, besides that, let's talk about the cigar.
Regardless of when the cigar was made, it had sick age on
Yeah,
it.
well, we'll say a minimum of 10 years.
Yeah.
But wait, now we're saying that we're right, that it's from 2004 and everyone else is
No,
wrong.
no.
So we originally said
We're
it was
saying
2002.
we're right from 2000.
2000
else
and everyone
wrong.
else is wrong. It's from 2000.
Yeah.
You
We're the
confirm-
geeks. I mean,
yeah.
come on.
So we don't know. We don't know if the 2000
And
reference
we're
is.
so modest.
Maybe 2000. What's a couple of inches?
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of jokes there.
Yeah.
Depends if you're giving or receiving.
I said, "Holy chocolate bomb, baby!" I
Is
can't
it?
believe this is a natural.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. Rich, smooth. This could rival any of Padron's more refined and higher priced offerings. It really shows what a Padron series can become with some age.
Yep.
You need to stop
I-
talking so good about this cigar because
Oh,
Stogie Santa gifted me one,
What?
and I think I lost it.
No. No. I'll get you another one.
My travel case
I'll
is
get you another one.
missing. I had this in a travel
Oh.
case, and I was telling Steve before, I'm like, dude, where's my travel? I'm like, the only reason I care about my travel case, like, there's probably a Padron, like, 80th double perfecto
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't even care about that. I care about that, like,
Padron
13-year-old
6000.
Padron
Okay.
that was in there.
I got to ask Tim and Mark. I got one word for that cigar. I don't know if you agree. Epic.
Oh, absolutely epic.
Oh,
No,
Yeah,
that's,
come
that's a
on.
line from Monte Cristo, though.
Oh.
That's trademarked. You can't.
fuck Monte Cristo.
Don't hold back, Stogie Santa.
I'm not talking about the Cuban ones.
I agree with Mark Jr. I say fight Chuck Norris for them. Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I do anything. Honest to God, almost anything.
We'll get to the bottom of
Anything?
the. We'll get to the bottom of the date thing, but,
Yeah. But
I thought it was
besides-
interesting. I
Yeah.
thought it was interesting.
Yes. Well, that's the great part about having people out there following. So, what's our next one, gentlemen?
All right, so my next one was the CYB Corona Royale, or Real for that matter. It's a 5.5 by 46 Corona, Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Dominican binder, Nicaraguan and Peruvian filler. They're reasonably priced at about $6.50. I reached out to this size because I hadn't tried it yet. I'd only had the Lonsdale Club, I think it's called. And I loved it, right? So I figured I wanted to try one of the bigger sizes, see if it had something to it. Didn't. Totally sucked. Had this, like, awful petroleum taste. Asked Paul, we were smoking it together here, as a matter of fact. And I got, like, a half-inch in, and I'm like, dude, this thing sucks. And I said,
Mark's like, dude, I'm smoking it just so I can understand, like, the flavor that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know
It's
what
oil.
it is. And it's bad, but I keep smoking
but
it.
yeah, that's exactly what I said. I want to keep smoking this to figure out what this awful taste that I'm tasting is and put my finger on it. Yeah, don't even bother. Screw this size. Buy the Lonsdale Club.
Fair enough, man.
Okay,
When Mark puts his finger on it,
I
it
think
feels
we're all
good,
into
too.
about 2 inches into us. See, you're learning from Stogie Santa here. You ain't got time for shitty cigars.
Right? You're the bad Santa. He's bad Santa.
Don't live forever,
While we're going in, before we get to the next cigar, let's compare notes. What do you think? Mine started off with a slight spice, very slight.
Yeah.
Not much pepper, earthy. How about you? Now, Mark, you got to figure out.
Yeah, very earthy.
Yeah.
Very earthy.
Spice level?
A little bit.
Yes.
No pepper.
No pepper.
Spice.
Right.
But it's
subtle.
there. And it's mostly on the retrohale. I'm not
Right.
getting much of it in my mouth. I'm
No.
getting most of it in my nose. It's enjoyable, but I don't know that I would spend $14 a piece on this size.
No.
Yeah.
Where all day I would stock my humidor with
Yeah.
those Petit Coronas.
Now, I find it interesting that you guys call that earth. I think it's a unique kind of earth.
It's
Almost,
not your typical, yeah. I agree.
I want to say it's almost chocolatey, but
Nah.
no.
Really?
See, I get more. I'm smoking the petite. It is earthy, but it's almost like an oak mixed with an earth. And I'm not getting spice. I'm getting pepper on the
Right.
retro.
That's a difference. That's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Very
Totally
I'm
different.
getting a lot of pepper on the
Totally
retro,
different.
and there is no floral notes whatsoever. And I remember a lot of floral notes in that
Well,
torpedo.
it's funny. I'm getting
But-
again. I'm this big into the cigar, and I'm just getting hints of that a little bit.
I got a little bit of it.
I got
It's
on
not-
the roof. I got on my roof of the mouth
Yeah.
right there. You
Yeah.
know, the floral pot, and so again, I still can't say enough. The petite is just
I'd buy the petite, yeah.
all day long, and they're only $7.99.
It could be the drink I'm pairing it with too. That's kind of impeding my.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Limit 15 year.
Yeah.
The French Oak Reserve.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
I
it's
love
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm drinking the Whistle Pig Rye, 10-year-old.
Yeah, you like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Oh, dude, it's awesome.
I just had a
It's
glass
so
of it myself.
good.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so good, and it goes really well with cigars,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
And
Now,
what it is-
Mark Jr. and Stogie Santa, what do you think of the balance on this cigar?
it could be better.
It could be better, right?
Right.
I find the
I did
smaller
think that
size-
about the torpedo. Yeah.
I find that the smaller size has a lot more balance than these because I smoked
yeah.
the torpedo, and now I'm smoking this. The balance is a little off on them, I find.
You know, this is, again, when I first came out from the show, and our rep, John, who was floating around, talking with the customers and doing his thing. When they were at the show and coming out, remember I said this, one of my favorite releases of the year?
Yep.
Just not holding up as well as the first couple I had.
Okay.
And it was funny. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe
Do you think it's an
a little
age
bit-
thing, or
There's a possibility. Thank you very much. There's a strong possibility. I don't know. I don't
Steve,
know.
do you want a cigar, my friend?
Yeah, I know it. Here's a.
Jesus Christ.
And don't give him a shitty
Yeah.
diesel or something like
Help,
that.
someone help him
I'll
pick a
help him
cigar
out,
out of there.
Steve.
Help him pick a cigar out of there, will you?
we should give him this?
Why?
No, he can go through my no.
On to you.
La Polina, the family series Pasha. This is a Robusto-sized cigar. It's an Ecuadorian, or it says Ecuador or Costa Rica for the wrapper.
Oh.
The binder's Costa Rica, the filler's Honduran and Nicaraguan. Let me put price aside for a moment and say that this is still just an okay cigar. Has a touch of a grassy flavor I got from it, some mild
Really?
toastiness, not much else. It lacked a whole lot of character and balance. And Stogie Santa says, it couldn't make up its mind what it wanted to do. If I was giving this unbanded, I would say it's like a $5 average everyday stick. The problem is this stick retails for $20 each. It's not even close to being in that price range. This was gifted to me, and I hope the person who gives it to me is not listening. But I wasn't a fan.
I did hear that they reduced prices 10%.
Yes.
Did they?
You
Okay.
read my mind.
Yeah, they're
It's a
one of the
kiss
only
death.
companies that I've.
It's a kiss of death. I'm telling you, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mark.
Steve.
It's just that
No, you have to pick.
that general perception.
It's a requirement of your
Again, look what
employment.
Pepin
You have
did
to
with
pick
the
a
JJ
cigar out of here
Yeah.
and smoke
yeah.
it.
Go on. That thing was, again, you
And I'm
said
giving
that.
you Stogie Santa to help
I'd rather
you.
see you work your way up than work your way down.
Well, I think
That's
of
my opinion.
when I see that happen, I always think of Padilla
Yeah.
and what they retailed for when they came out,
Heading
how
out.
good they were, and now you can pick them up for a fraction of the price, 40%. Of
I
what
mean,
they
look
were,
at the
yeah.
look. I mean, again, Tim and I think we're both on the same page. I don't know if you gentlemen did it. We did the Kill Bill. We loved it.
I
right?
love
Yeah,
the Kill Bill
yeah.
too.
Well, $9. I mean, you want
$8.50, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
$8.50, yeah.
by taxes,
yeah,
appropriate,
yeah,
$9.
absolutely, yeah.
And if that was at $5.99, that's
If
box
it was
worthy.
$5.99, I'd have a box of them in my humidor.
Yeah, you liked it
Easily.
too,
I
yeah.
did. I really liked it. I
Yeah.
thought it was pretty dynamic.
Unique.
Yeah, it was
I thought
very
it was very
unique.
unique.
That's a good way
Yeah,
to
I'll
say
take
yeah.
care of it. Don't worry, Rob.
All right, so
Back to me.
Mark Jr., back to
my
you.
next one is the Viaje Super Shot 12 gauge from 2013 with the Criollo wrapper. It's a 3 1/4 by 52 Rothschild. Nicaraguan Criollo wrapper, binder and filler Nicaraguan. These were $6.50 a piece.
You'll like that a lot.
I've really, really been waiting for these after last year's release. I thought it was. Last year kind of blew me away. I think it might have been the best thing that they put out last year. Last year I liked the 10 gauge better.
Okay.
I haven't had a 10 gauge from this year yet, but this 12 gauge is much better than last year's 12 gauge
Okay.
in my opinion. It had a really awesome sweetness that came and went here and there. It was nice and dynamic. It changed it up a lot for a really short cigar. It was also earthy. It had a nice balanced strength.
Mine was kind of plugged.
Was
it?
And but I still got awesome flavors from it.
Yeah,
I could totally see what you're
and
saying.
mine was not plugged, and it just poured flavor. It was great.
There's
Potentially the best thing that's come out new to 2013 so
there's
far.
4 or
in
5
my
of those
opinion.
in
I
here.
agree so far. Yeah.
And you know what's amazing? No one's even bothered. I'm at the shop. Everybody is so snake bitten on the skull and bones. They're sitting there, just sitting there. I guess what we're going to do is
We gotta smoke 'em.
We got to smoke them.
And see if they're awesome, and then we all just buy them and don't
Did you
give
get
anyone.
Did you get the Big Ivan in?
No.
Okay.
But that I agree with both Tim and Paul's assessment. This is a box split all the way.
Yeah. Is it back?
It's
Stogie
back to you.
Santa. Stogie Santa, you talk about the Carrillo that I gave
Yes.
you. We did that on the show. The last episode, Mark
Yep.
Jr. and I smoked the Carrillo 60 ring vintage short run. What was your assessment of that cigar?
Oh,
It's the next one on my
I'll
list.
tell you that now for 60 ring, it started off really, really, really good.
Your expectations were low though when you smoked it. Wasn't it?
It was probably next to the curb.
Now, did I tell you it came from Cigars International before you smoked it?
No,
It came from Cigars International.
Really?
That would have lowered your expectations
I
even
probably,
more.
I'll tell you what. By the time I got to the end of it, it got me. I got lost.
The
last
final third sucked, didn't it?
I'm going to tell you, the first 3/4 of the cigar, I was surprised for a 60 ring cigar.
That's exactly what
we
me and
said.
I said,
Exactly.
are you kidding me?
After the show ended last week, 'cause
Yeah.
this was a really long cigar.
I'm
It lasted
glad-
the
I'm glad
entire
we-
show.
I'm glad we brought
and
it
then,
up. Yeah.
and then the last third, I said maybe I'll change my mind a little bit, but it's worth it because by the time I
the time you
smoked
got
it,
there, you were
I
done.
smoked it for an hour
Yeah.
and I had a good hour enjoyment.
Now, those that listened to the last show, Mark Jr. and I were like, this is box worthy, this is awesome through the whole show. But we didn't get to the last third of the cigar till after the show ended.
and it
And
was
the two of us looked at each other and were like, ew.
shit,
gross.
we're going to change our rating on that. The guys in the Google Plus were laughing hysterically
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we were like, oh, God, it just turned terrible. But the first 2/3 were so awesome. I'd still give it a 5-er.
I'll give it
Yeah.
5. And know it's another one you're going to laugh when I tell you is the inch. Do the 60-inch Maduro.
I
telling you,
reviewed that on the last show. I
And
liked
see,
it too.
this is what Ernesto does, more so than anybody, in my humble opinion. He blends the cigar for the size of the cigar.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, he tried to blend that cigar and put it in a smaller ring cigar.
Yep.
And I didn't taste it. I was talking to Edgar, who was his rep for the Northeast, and he was telling me it wasn't even I can't say I smoked it, but he said it wasn't the same cigar.
Now I smoked it too.
But, I mean, Ernesto's a genius, right?
Oh.
Like, he's a genius. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he would do something like that.
now I smoked it too,
Go ahead, Tim.
and I had a very different
All
experience.
right,
than
we'll
all
skip to
guys.
you, and then we'll go back to Paul. But
Really?
yeah, why don't you go?
Really?
Very different. Yeah.
How bad? That don't sound good. Different
it,
means
it ended up in the snow. Let's put it that way.
Really?
So after the episode last week, which I missed, I decided to smoke it too. It started out perfect, awesome flavors from the get-go. After the first few draws, mine completely went south. I managed to get through the first third.
That's much better.
Hey guys,
How's it going? My brother-in-law and my father-in-law just walked in to join the event. How's it going?
Let's go.
So first third, got through it. I was trying to get what flavor I was getting from it, which was next to nothing, and I came up with steel cardboard. Is what I
Wow.
came up with.
That's totally not. Even the
I
final
said lawn
third,
mulch.
the final third, as bad as it was nothing like stale cardboard.
No.
I was sitting there with Al smoking, and he's like, "You're just not happy with that." I'm like, "I'm trying, dude. I'm trying." But I
Well,
chucked it in the
hey,
snow. I
man.
took a picture of it. It's
Different
sticking out in
strokes
the
for
snow.
different folks. You know?
Lunchtime for that cigar is tough, though.
You think?
I mean, Mark Jr. and I, we
Oh,
lit up before
it's a 5-er all day.
But how long
long
did it take you to smoke it, though?
To get to where I didn't like it as much, an hour.
At least, right? I
At
mean,
least it was the
Yeah.
entire show.
Yeah.
it was over an hour.
Yeah,
It's funny,
all right.
though. Almost immediately after the show stopped, we were looking at each other like, dude, what are we doing here?
Maybe
Yeah.
it was a bad stick, man. I don't know. I
Well, 3 out of 4. Something tells me that our palates are all different,
Yeah.
but we're pretty close. Wouldn't you?
we
at
agree
least
on a
like-
lot of things.
Yeah.
We agree on a lot of things. But
Oh, there you go. There you go. It's my father-in-law and my brother-in-law, so make sure you take care of him.
Paul's looking out for his family.
That's right. Gotta
Nothing wrong with
look
that.
out for your
Always
family.
got to
Nothing
do
wrong
that.
with
All right, so who's up now?
It's actually you.
All right, Don Pepin Garcia Series JJ Maduro. I don't know what size this was. I want to say it was pretty close to a 60 ring, if not a 58. I put a try one. I mean, it was good.
Really?
It had a little bit of the spice and pepper that you'd expect from a Don Pepin Garcia.
I'm not a huge fan of these.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
It didn't have any flavors that really like came to the surface and popped out at me, you know. So I put it as a try one. It very well could be you buy a $5 and you smoke these while you're doing something else, kind of thing.
See, I thought the belle of the ball, I'm going to use my own term, was the Sublime, the Toro size.
Yes.
And I am really disappointed that this is not going to be a cigar that's going to be produced anymore because I love that size.
Yeah.
Well, and this is why it's not going to be produced anymore. Is what we talk about La Polina. They turned around. That was at $9.99 or $8.99. It came out, went to $10.99, $12.99, and then what they do, they roll back the prices. Now, when you roll back prices like in Walmart, everyone's happy. And the cigar industry is a dangerous, dangerous move. And ever since then, it's gone downhill.
We'll see how La Palina makes it out on the other end here. But
yeah, I mean, you know, and I don't work for Patron, but a lot of people put their cigars in that $10 range. And I always say that if I'm going to spend X, Y, and Z towards that, I'll go here. And some of the people say, well, that's not fair. Well, you put your cigar in that price range, you better live up to it.
Yeah, true. There's a lot of options in that price range.
Oh, they're
a lot of
truly,
options,
they're
so.
true. I can't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Mark Jr., back to you.
all right, my last cigar is the Quesada Jalapa Bellicoso.
Oh,
It's a 6 1/8 by 52 Bellicoso. Wrapper is Nicaraguan Habano. Binder Dominican. Filler is a Connecticut Dominican Nicaraguan blend. This was a revisit for me. I smoked quite a few of them actually when they first came out.
We did this one on the show.
Yeah, we did. I mentioned that in here. We did a show on this. I thought I'd go back to it. I had an opportunity on Wednesday to have a cigar with some coffee, right? So I reached for this. And it was awesome. The smoke is performing perfectly right now, as it was then. It has a nice chocolatey sweetness, like a milk chocolate, though. Not like a bitter chocolate. It's very mellow, sweet. Creamy, yes, exactly. It did have a little bit of grass, but it was like a nice grass to it. It
wasn't over the top.
Yeah, it wasn't the predominant flavor, so it was enjoyable to me. It also had a nice breadiness to it. It had it
does have a breadiness component to it. I agree.
I tell you, that cigar.
The construction was great. I'd say box worthy, but with one caveat. When you buy your box, smoke these cigars because they are not very strong.
No.
And I don't know how long these are going to continue to get better. Do you know what I'm saying?
Very quickly.
So buy a box because it's only like $75 for a box of 10 and smoke the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And you're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. Do it.
Talk about a coffee cigar.
Yeah.
And it really, really
It fits
really,
that niche perfectly.
Now, this is something I didn't experience in my last one. Is anyone getting a really dry palate?
I'm okay in mine.
It's a little dry. I mean, I ran out of scotch.
It's not excessivly dry.
You need to get the waitress's attention.
So,
well, I mean, to their credit,
this one.
Yeah, Kara's the only one on tonight.
I'll just take my clothes off. They'll come over.
There's only one. Please don't.
Anybody on the video stream just saw the look on my face. So.
There's only
That's
one
they
waitress
thought you were going to
so.
take them off.
Already. Am I up next? Do
I
you want to
can
talk
go.
about any other cigars you smoked?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I smoked a Punch Double Corona. This is from June 2011. This is a Cuban Puro. And I have to say, these just keep getting better and better and better. Like when I first got them in, I was like, they were okay. I should actually preface that before that, Stogie Santa gave me one from 2004 or 2006. It was like, oh my God, it's so good. I got to go buy a box.
Yeah.
I went and bought a box. I smoked them when they came in. I was like, it's all right. I smoked them a few months later, and I'm like, it's a little better. Now, I haven't smoked them in 6 or 8 months. I went back and I smoked this one, and I was like, Wow. Like the first third, I was like, that's some more of what I got from that 2006.
Oh, it's like a thermometer.
Yeah.
It just
goes
keeps
getting
crazy.
better and better and better
Crazy.
with age. So these are box worthy. Buy a box, but you got to sit on them. You got to sit on them.
And a closing note of mine is the El Rey del Mundo Petit Corona on the Cuban side.
Nice.
These are little. I'm telling you, you talk about morphing into a. I'll put these with the bullies, the PC
Really?
bullies. Different, I get like a cinnamon spicy on the PCs a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what I get.
Yep.
This is more chocolatey and earthy. Phenomenal. Cheap cigar. And the person I was talking to when I bought these saying, get them while you can, because not that I don't know why they don't produce them. Maybe they're just not that popular.
Yeah. I've heard good positive things about
I've
them.
heard
they're
these are
phenomenal.
great smokes.
They
I have
are.
a bunch of them too. These are
Aren't they?
phenomenal. Yeah.
You get that chocolatey little taste to them.
Yeah. It's a very non-Cuban.
Yeah.
It's atypical for Cuban.
It
Tobacco.
almost reminds me of like a melt dud. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Malty.
Malty. Thank you.
Okay.
A malty type chocolatey taste. Oh my God.
Oh, speaking of that, the last one on my list was a Patron 1964 Pyramid. Here's another one that just almost keeps getting better and better. And
And
I
it
tell
doesn't
you,
age out.
the last third of this cigar has to be some of the best of a last third of any cigar that I've ever smoked in
It's
my
a great
entire
finish.
life.
The finish
Oh,
on that
my
cigar.
God.
That's specific to that Vitola too.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's specific to that
It's designed.
Vitola.
It's designed for that.
I smoked one and I enjoyed every minute of it, and it just built and built and built and built the whole way through. And then you smoke it down to the last little tiny nub.
So your fingers hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those in quite some time.
Well,
I need
we'll have to-
revisit
we'll
it.
I'll have to
make
give
that
you the
change.
ones that
I'll-
I have. The
I'll
ones
get
I have
some
are 2
old
or
ones.
3 years old.
Really?
Next
They're
week.
awesome.
I'll
This
bring
is
them
at
over
least-
next. Mine's
Yeah.
a little bit
Yours
older.
probably a little older than mine. Probably
I don't
about
have
a
many,
year,
but-
maybe 2.
Yeah.
I
Been a
don't have
couple
any.
years since I've had one. So
I don't have many left either.
I want to say,
You're learning. That's the quote. I don't have many.
you know what? I want to say it's the first 64 I ever smoked was the Pyramid, actually.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite 64.
And I want to say it was you and Paul Joyle that told me to go to that side. So
And I gotta say now. Are we gonna talk about any more cigars? Because
I got 2 left of mine.
Okay. Now, I'm not gonna make this statement till we're done. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Tim.
So being cold out, continue with my petites. I smoked the Tap Petite Reserva, which is a 4.5 by 32 small Panatella, Connecticut broadleaf, Nicaragua binder and filler. Every time I have one of these, it's always been a year since I've had one, and I forget how delicious they absolutely are. Talk about broadleaf to filler ratio, I said. This is a flavor bomb of chocolate, coffee, and pepper. Perfect size for shoving snow off my deck, which is exactly what I did. What is that?
That looks like a heat lamp.
Sorry, looking at the Google Plus chat. All right, I'll take it.
Hello.
These are a 50-count box worthy.
Oh,
hands
they
down. What do they retail for? $3 and change?
Oh, $2.99 a stick.
Yeah, these are awesome. Completely awesome.
Oh,
So 150 for 50 of them?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Timmy,
It is a 25.
How do they age?
I'm telling you, ask Tim. You know what's amazing when you smoke them, you always pick up something different in a small cigar.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Have you had it, Mark Jr.?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Revisit, man.
Oh, dude.
It's the perfect time of year
It
for it.
really is.
Yeah.
I tell you what, that's probably one of the better ones. And a $3 smoke, the thing, I can't add any more to what you said.
Yeah,
it
it
says it all.
absolutely. It
Now,
will.
Tim, I have to
And
ask
the
you,
burn?
Did you sneeze on this cigar before you
No,
smoked
that's
it?
snow.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
That was during the storm. That was during the storm last weekend. So actually, I think that was during the blizzard. Believe it or
Yeah,
You
not.
that
sneezed in
is one
snow?
that
What
is
were you doing
abrasive.
before you sneezed?
I didn't sneeze.
11, 18, isn't that nice?
It was snowing. All right.
Yeah,
I may have
yeah,
sneezed.
yeah,
though.
that's-
It was cold out.
Okay.
I'm out of smoke, so you can skip me.
Tim, yep, I'm good. Tim.
I got one left.
All right.
I revisited the core line in EP Carrillo, and you talked about this last week, so
I did.
it's perfect timing, actually. So I did both the Bellicoso and the Corona Rio, the Real Corona. Belly I got from you, Stogie Standard. That's a 6 1/8 by 52. Nicaragua binder, Dominican Republic, and Nicaraguan filler. Wrappers Ecuador. I thought the belly was good. Up to this time, I've only had the Club 52, which is
Yep.
the Toro, I believe.
Correct.
I think it was in line with that. Great smoke. Definitely one of the more mild EPCs out there. I think you said it best, toasty. I get a lot of toasty.
I love that taste. I love that flavor. It's one of my favorite flavors in a
Yeah,
cigar.
me too. If it hits me with that early, I'm going to stick around.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I said a box split on the belly. Now, it's interesting, though. The Corona Extra, we all know Coronas and Corona Extras. You expect a bit more flavor from a smaller Vitola. Complete opposite. I thought it was completely flat. Hated it. Hated it. I would go for the Club 52 of the belly any day over that.
See, I went back and smoked a Churchill like I said I was going to. I left it off my list because I didn't want it on 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't get that plug taste, and it performed the way I thought it was. Like I said, that the ones previous to it had.
Yep.
Nice and toasty. Very dynamic cigar for a Churchill, right? Churchill's like one of my least favorite sizes that's
I
out
agree
there.
with you. Yeah.
I agree.
And this is a good Churchill. This is a very good Churchill. So if I was in a scenario where I wanted to smoke a bigger cigar,
You can't go anywhere. Oh, sorry.
This would be there for. This would fill that niche for me.
I
So,
got to ask this question because I got to make a statement here. What episode are we doing?
47.
47. That's 48. We have to. This is a record. We have not talked about what?
Opus.
Can you imagine that?
For a few episodes.
For few?
For a
For a
few. I don't
few
think you guys
episodes.
talked about it last
I
week
didn't listen
either.
last week's. I was
don't think
dealing
they
with
did.
some things at home. I didn't listen to it. Shame on me. But, wow. What are you turning into? I'm kind of really.
I did smoke a Davidoff. I just didn't.
Here we go.
I didn't put it on my list though. I smoked a Davidoff, the Colorado Claro pyramid size.
The short perfecto.
No, the pyramid, the torpedo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Freaking awesome.
We had Garrick, one of our friends, at the
Yeah.
lounge. He said he had one of the most epic smokes he's never had. He had the Davidoff Claro.
Yeah.
He said it's almost like having an orgasm.
I love that cigar.
He said, no, I'm not saying Garrick.
The short
is-
perfecto. I
that's
can have
the one
those
I gave him,
forever,
yeah.
He said, I got flavors I never tasted on a cigar in my life. How's
Yes,
that?
I agree with that.
Isn't that
I
something?
agree with that because when I first started hanging out with Paul was telling me about this, and I'm like, dude, Davidoff sucks, man. What are you talking about?
And I was like, no,
Smoke this.
smoke this.
Yeah. And he gave it to me, and I think I smoked it and I still didn't smoke it right away because I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, it's freaking Davidoff. Forget about it.
The whole thing
gonna
is
taste like grass,
the
right?
Davidoff,
Yeah, it's gonna suck. This thing's gonna suck.
$15, grass cigar, but no,
It did not
way.
suck.
No way.
Nope.
No, I gotta agree with you 1,000%.
So that's
All right.
the end of my list. How's everybody?
I
Everybody's
think
smoked
we're whatever.
I'm going to try and hit this rep up for one of those Daytona Lanceros for my
No,
second
no,
cigar.
Okay.
don't. I'll
Let-
take
yo,
care
let's
of
do
it.
this.
I'll take care. I got something for your Christmas.
We got. Speaking of which, we got an epic prize pack.
We
from the
do,
rep
we
here.
do.
Let's
We'll
talk
get to
about
that.
that. We'll get to that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to take a short break. We're going to get some drinks.
We need some drinks.
Steve's trying to get us drinks. He's failing at it miserably, I'm sure. No, Steve's the expert. He's the expert. So we're going to take a break. We'll come right back. And we've got an epic segment on the next show that no
Okay.
one knows about. It's a secret. You're going to have to wait and find out.
All right, and it better be good because it's such a secret and everyone's waiting. Look at everyone's in anticipation at this club.